Hey, what's going on, folks? Another day, another dollar as we go through some pocket money and see if we can find anything above face value. This is our daily bill search video here on my channel, Variety Airs, so thank you for joining. Subscribe if you enjoy the video. Don't subscribe, whatever. I don't know. Let's get right to it. So, as you know, we look for a variety of things. We look for print errors, we look for ink errors, we look for miscuts and misalignments of the print on the bill. We look for foldovers. We look for fancy serial numbers and the like. We're going to do the same with this stash of money here. We can already see that there was either something from the bank, a counter stamp or something like that here. Just a foreign ink that is going to detract from value even if it was collectible. Doesn't look like the serial number is anything fancy, so, whatever. This is a series 2013 $50 bill, which is shown in the bottom left corner above the 50. They changed over the $50 bill and added a lot of things to it. I won't get into that as much. I have other videos to talk about why these things are on the bill, besides just being a graphic enhancement of the bill. But the newer bills definitely look cool, and there's quite a different variety of things that go into them. Flop these around. Same thing here, it looks like everything's printed appropriately. I mean, that's good for QA reasons, but as far as the collectible side of it, not so much. It's a good condition bill. This one is a Series 2013, which on the newer 20s, after the design change, well, I think pretty much for a while, but it's annotated here below this little shield with the eagle on it. Look at the reverse of the bill. Some random smudgel and nothing collectible here. It's got a heavy pressing. We can see if we can get closer to that. You can see if my camera will work with me. There it is. Above the 20, you can see where the numbers of the serial number on the front of the bill or the obverse of the bill was pressed hard through it. But that's not really collectible in my opinion unless it's like a high, over 50% of the serial number. It's pretty common, I would say, to have a little bit of that. Nothing on that. It's been folded up a couple times too, so nothing crazy. Serial number here. We actually had a couple cool bills that were posted on the Facebook group, which is called Coin Op, and I have a link to that in the description box of most of my videos, or all of them. A little bit of crud here, so nothing crazy. If you notice these little threads and stuff that are throughout the bills, that's an anti-counterfeiting measure, so it's not anything collectible for an abundance of those threads to show. But it is cool to think about. But anyway, there's a couple of cool bills that were posted to the Facebook page that were fancy serial numbers and serial numbers that have digits out of place and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that stuff and seeing people other than me go through bills, then check out our Facebook group. This one's got a little bit of an ink smear on the 2 here. See if we can get close to that next to the B. But nothing really collectible. The reverse of the bill has got a bunch of writing and stuff on it, so we'll just move on. I'll kind of shoot through these too, so we can go through some different denominations. So we have a 5 here. This is a newer 5, Series 2013, shown in a similar spot as the 20s. Thought it might be something there for a second, but nothing collectible with the serial number. It's not fancy, so to speak. Everything else seems to be printed fine. The seal here for the Department of the Treasury is a little bit off, but not enough to be collectible. And then it's been folded up just a bunch of times, so it's not even in that great a condition. What do we have here? So, same deal here, same series, 2013. Between 2009 and 2013, they changed over the Secretary of the Treasury, but there was no change in the graphics of the bill. Nothing on the back. Same deal here. This is a $1 bill, newer series, 2013. Very beat up though, so not even collectible if it did have a cool serial number or something. Nothing on the reverse of the bill either. It's a little bit different. On 2009s, I do see kind of heavier inking on this serial number as opposed to the one right here. But this one seems to be, even so much, but right here on the 9 is actually heavier than the rest of the serial number, which is harder to see in the camera. But once again, I mean, that's not really collectible, I'd say. Here we go. Here's a nice little Trinary note. Some people consider Trinaries less collectible. I would kind of agree. This one is pretty nice, though. zeros, nines, and threes. If they were grouped a little different, like if it was nines on the ends and then zeros and the threes in the middle, that would be stellarly better. But that would also be another type of variety or fancy serial number, which would be a radar bill. But still pretty cool. I like trinaries, so I'm going to set that one aside to add to the old collection of notes. Let's keep on moving. So, let's see, 2, 3. Not any type of ladder here. Also beat up. Verse of the bill doesn't have anything either. This one, kind of the same deal. This one's obviously been crinkled up. I mean, they were in my pocket, or at least some of them were, and some were in my wallet, so not collectible there. Reverse of the bill's pretty, actually kind of written on. This one's got, like, glitter, which you can't really see in the camera, but it looks like it's got a little bit of glitter and crap on it. Nothing collectible with the serial number, and everything's, actually, look at this. Let me see if I can pull this up. So, look how low this seal. It's not really an error, I'd say, because it's not way off. But just to give an example of shifting. So if you notice, on the bottom bill, it's printed pretty much correct. This Department of Treasury seal. Look how low this one is and how it's almost off of the end there. Or it actually is slightly. I would say if it was more dramatic than that, you would have an actual error there. But it is sitting really low as far as this stuff here, and the serial numbers are a little off. But I'm not going to consider that an error. I'll still set it aside, though. Series 2013 5. Nothing here, nothing on the reverse. Got a couple 5s to finish out the stack. This one's just kind of beat up, and nothing with the serial number. Everything else is printed appropriately. It's all looking good. Nothing really on these last ones that I see. So, you know, we have our one with the little funky seal here, sitting really low. We'll get closer to that so you can check that bad boy out. But not really collectible, I would say. I would just, you know, wanted to use it as an example. The one that I do consider collectible would be this guy here. Be a trinary note. It's not in the greatest condition, but a cool note nonetheless. I would say it's collectible, not valuable. If it was like a blue seal note or red seal note or an older bill that's not around, like a version of a one that's, you know, pre like 1923 or something, then, you know, cool. But nevertheless, this one is cool and I like trinaries, so I'll keep it. So better than nothing. Thank you for joining me on another daily bill search video. Sorry for posting it late, but I had just a bunch of stuff to do in old daily life. I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great evening. See you tomorrow.